As many of you guys already know, I am a big advocate for having seat covers in the Jeep Wranglers. Now, over the last couple years of owning this Rubicon 392, I have definitely tried out a few different seat covers. For the price, the ones I've tested out have actually done pretty good. But today, I'm testing out something on a completely different level. I am super excited to test out these new seat covers from Custom Interior. So the best way to describe what these are basically supposed to be is they are still seat covers. So these are covers that are going over top of my existing interior. So whether you have cloth or you have leather, it doesn't matter. But with these, it's such a custom fit, you can't tell that it's actually a seat cover and not just new upholstery. So this kit is supposed to include everything for the front as well as the rear. And just to start off, it feels like a really high quality material. Now, of course, this is a synthetic leather. Pretty much all the manufacturers now use synthetic leather anyway, but it's going to be waterproof as well. So that's one of the biggest things for me whenever I add seat covers or anything to protect the interior. I want it to be waterproof because, in all honesty, I tear up and destroy my interior on a regular basis. So that looks like a section for the rear seat. Not sure what that is, probably the rear as well. Section of the bottom for the rear. Now this is definitely a piece for the front. Actually, both pieces for the front right here. And then both pieces of the bottom for the front right here as well. Now all I've seen up until this point is basically just pictures of it online. And the pictures honestly look really good. So if they look half as good as they do online, this is going to turn out great. But you never know until you really get to test it out and fit it on your own vehicle. I will say the quality of this material seems extremely durable compared to all the other seat covers I've tested out before. Now they do offer a few different options in terms of if you want the red inserts, red stitching, stuff like that. I just wanted the all black, and it does come with this silver-ish, whitish stitching, which I think looks really good, but the quality on these is pretty impressive. Now for the seat covers I have on now, they are actually pretty good. As you can tell, they fit, decent. They don't look bad. They have always bulged out right here. That's something I didn't really like. But the actual fitment and the security on these is pretty good. They've held up really well. They haven't worn bad or anything like that. But I have had some issues with the back. So with the back, anytime I take people riding and they're riding back here, this one over here always does that. It doesn't matter how you secure it, it just simply won't stay down. And also with this kit, I wasn't able to install the protection for this part simply because the material is just too thick to be able to close it back right here and latch it. Even now it's pretty hard, but eventually you can get it. The seats don't cover all the way in the back. They pretty much cover everything, but it does leave a little bit uncovered. Not too big of a deal, but just the way that they fit, they are a little loose in the back. The front is really their high point. The front has worked pretty good, but I do think these new seat covers are going to be a little bit better of a fit. So for step one today, all we need to do is get out these old seat covers. And I can definitely say that leaving these seat covers on has definitely helped. Just look at these seats. They literally still look brand new. There's no wear, no tear, no damage. And once I added the seat covers, it basically got rid of that little dimple that I get from sitting there with my wallet. That's a big problem with the 21s that don't have the 2 stitch lines. They just have 1 stitch line. I do love seeing that Rubicon 392 right there. It's just not worth messing them up to see it. Now this should be a pretty similar install to all the rest of them. What I do like about these is these clips are already installed. That is annoying to have to do, so it's nice that they've already done that for us. And then we'll just have some basic hook clips that are already installed on the bottom right here. Then we've also got a clip that's going to go around the bottom and we'll clip it underneath. Those pieces that you have to connect under the seat are always the most annoying. You have to clip from one side to the other. You can't see anything, but eventually you'll get it to work. Now we'll just attach these normal clips.
I'm helping.
You're helping me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. What the? Yeah, that's
I'm not a wimp.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Wimp.
And now for the top piece, it looks like we'll be using hooks similar to what we just did. And then we're also going to be using these same clips similar as the last time. So it should go over pretty smoothly. And by the way, I literally just figured out why all these seat covers I've been getting have been sticking out so much here in the center. These Rubicon 392s just have quite a bit more bolstering on the sides, so it just leaves more space right there. I think I would have to get a Rubicon 392 specific seat cover to get rid of that problem. And now I'm just going to be securing these clips on the underside. Now for the headrest, I assume it's as simple as ever. Should just pull them over and then Velcro that through. Then we can reinstall our headrest.
Yeah.
As you can tell for the fitment on this one, it is a really tight fit. I'm super impressed at how well it fits the seams. Now up here on the top, this would fit a standard Jeep Wrangler just perfectly fine. On mine where I have the extra bolstering, I am gonna have that slack in the seat because as you can tell, there's just so much bolstering on these 392 seats. I do believe it's quite a bit more than the standard Jeep Wrangler, so that's why we're getting that extra slack right there. It's happened in every single seat cover I've installed so far, but after I sit in it long enough, eventually it actually kind of molds to the seat a bit more, but it's never 100% flush. But as for just the overall finish and the way this product installs, I'm super impressed. It was super straightforward and way easier than any of the other sets of seat covers that I have installed, and the fitment is right on. It's pretty much flush with everywhere that it needs to be. And then on the back, I like how it actually anchors down under it so you don't have any slack on the back, and from the back they look awesome as well. Do you like the new seat covers?
Yeah.
Better than the last ones?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I've got this side done, I'm gonna go ahead and do that side right now. And these seat covers are really simple to install in the front. I've been extremely impressed with how straightforward the install actually is. And I've got to say, the fitment is almost perfect. You really can't tell that these are just seat covers. They look like they are truly custom fit. Now, something I did want to show you on this side, you have to get around this to install these seat covers because they do have the cutout for this. Fortunately, the last ones did not, and that was a little annoying. But to take this off, you actually need to pop this little cover piece off to have access to the screw that holds it in. So you'll stick your screwdriver in just like that, and then you'll be able to pop it off. Then you have access to your Phillips screw. Just undo it. You can place it back on. Then after you install the seat cover, you can put it back on there and you're good to go. And now we've got to move on to the back, which for the last few kits, it was the absolute hardest part. So since the fitment in the back was so much looser than the front, you can tell just how much more sand, dust, and mud got under those seat covers. I mean, this is pretty bad. I honestly didn't think it would be this bad until I took it off. Now, to be honest, I do leave my dog back here and cover him in mud and just throw him in the back and I don't worry about it. So this is bound to happen, but still yet, those seat covers should have protected it quite a bit more than that. So now since we got all that cleaned up, we can go ahead and focus on the rear, which for me always ends up being a bit harder than it should be, but we will get through this. So it looks like we've got 3 straps on the top that will connect all the way around the bottom and clip in. We'll also have 2 of those little pieces we need to push in and flip. That way it won't be able to come back out. And then we've got plenty of hooks all the way around it. That way it'll be safe and secure. Now for this piece that I had so many issues with the last set, it actually has anchor points on that opposite side, which are really going to come in handy. It's also got anchor points here on the same side that we'll be getting out. And it's got 2 latch points that will wrap around the seat and then an anchor point. So this one looks like it's going to be pretty darn secure. As you can tell, it doesn't have any movement at all. I'm so happy to see that. So this is just the bottom section installed, and it fits absolutely perfect. So for the back top section, I'm gonna start off with the back on this side. Now this is made to fit the factory leather line, and it seems like it's gonna be pretty easy, but we'll see here in a second. It has 2 anchor points on the bottom, and then Velcro straps, 3 on each side, and then it's also got Velcro up here on the top. So now these seat covers are fully installed, and I've got to say I am super impressed. Just the overall fitment on these compared to every other set that I've had is way, way better. Even down to the way they figured out how to get around this complex system back here. I like the way they've done it. Now the back isn't fully covered. Even those covered it just a bit more. But with these, it actually matches the true leather line. So this is basically like the same size or the amount of leather you get if you were to replace the leather altogether. So these are extremely, extremely tough. This leather even looks like our factory leather on the Jeep Wranglers. As you can tell, most of the companies that make their fake leather is going to look like this, so it doesn't necessarily look the same. This texture actually matches up really well, and it looks really good in the Jeep. It looks like this is just a factory leather Jeep. Aside from this piece right here, obviously that's pretty much a giveaway, and the way that the headrests are made, you pretty much have to have that seam there. Other than that, they look absolutely amazing. They tuck perfectly down there, and they go around everything exactly the way that they should. So I'm super impressed, and I'm really excited to test them out and get them covered in some mud, test out their waterproof capabilities, and see what these are all about. Now, if you guys do want to get a set of these for yourselves, I'll have their link down in the description below. They are custom interior with a K, so I'll have the link down there so you guys can check it out. Like I say, super impressed with how the installation process went. Pretty straightforward, and really happy with how the products actually turned out. Now that my seat covers look nice and clean, it's probably time I clean the rest of the Jeep. If you guys haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. But until then, Godspeed.